there. So I wanted to share with you some thoughts, preliminary, but the topic is a movie that I just saw called The American. So I walk by the National Ballet on Jarvis Street very often, and I see the girls dancing on the different floors, and they're very young and they're very talented. I also in China saw them. Girls there really take dancing seriously, and almost all of them are enrolled in dancing when they're young, and then many start to fade off and give it up after a while. But they all do take dancing seriously when they're young, and they're very, very good at it. And of course, I know Karen Kane, Canada's best ballerina, and she's very famous internationally, and just you can't say enough about her. She's a real Canadian treasure. And then I just happened to watch the movie last night. I didn't know anything about it, and so I started watching, and I was just riveted, fascinated by this movie. Based on a true story, and it's a woman called Joy Womack. I don't know about the title, The American. A lot of jokes could be made. Nothing good comes from American, but they do have some very, very talented people, and she certainly is one of those. So if you're into ballet, you may know about her. I didn't, unfortunately. I do now. I find her fascinating. She's wonderful, and she's extremely talented. So I won't say anything that ruins it. I went in knowing nothing, and I encourage you to do the same. It's just a movie about ballet, and it's not a big production. You're not going to see Martin Scorsese touches on that. I wasn't able to find out how much they spent on it, but I'm guessing it's not too much. It was done by this gentleman, James Napier Robertson. He's from New Zealand. I don't personally like any of the things he's done. I have yet to see Joyka, but that's probably very good as well. And the cast was very good. They had Talia Ryder, Diane Kruger. Those are the two main characters, and then one of the men she falls for. And it was just superbly acted. They were just wonderful. The story, though, is what's captivating. And I think, when I was watching this, I think every young ballerina should watch this movie. There's other good ballet movies I wrote down. There's Black Swan, The Company, an older one, The Turning Point with Shirley MacLaine. That's very good as well. Of course, there's the Ballet 422. There's First Position. And if you want a light-hearted one, there's Billy Elliot. And then my favorite is Mao's Last Dancer. Also a true story about a male dancer. So I love that one. But this was just fascinating. I didn't take my eyes off anything for the whole. It's almost 2 hours long. And it was just a wonderful movie. Many, many lessons to be learned about how hard you need to work to succeed at something, how politics becomes involved when you are trying to become the best at something. You have those who are jealous and those who are reluctant to help as much as they probably should. And then you have the politics, of course, in Russia of not giving the part to someone who's not Russian, let's say, without spoiling too much. So everything about this movie was fascinating. The culture, which they blend in, and then there's just the different politics, as I said, but not only that, of the different ballet features that they have and whatnot, and then who they choose for the best parts. and how you go about getting them. And then I just wanted to say, in general, you have to know, or you should learn, that when you're trying to become the best at something, just how hard you must work at that. And then ask yourself, am I willing to pay the price? And that's the theme that keeps coming through. Joy was one of those who was willing to pay the price, and she did excel, but boy, it came at a heavy cost. And if there was ever one person right now, if I was asked to do an interview, it would be with her, because this story was just riveting, fascinating, and wonderful. And she seems like just a talented woman who was driven to succeed, did succeed, and is just, I would love to hear her perspective on, did she know how hard it would be? Did she always feel it was worth it? And then when she got to the top, did some of the luster and the price she had to pay for it, did that take away from all her success?